Okay, here we go. The long-awaited patch, and this is a bit of a strange one because we're getting this patch, and we're also getting an expansion in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm very hyped, and I'm also gonna say that tomorrow we're getting the reveal stream for that expansion, and I will be co-streaming that. Co-streaming the reveal stream with some new champion, and it's gonna be very hype. But for now, we're gonna watch Kaisa get her kneecaps broken. Okay, let's get into this. There's no introduction. There's no nothing. We're just starting it off with Alawi going from 1-6 to 1-5. Pretty expected, but there is an argument to be made that Alawi was strong because of Bard, and not necessarily because of the Alawi herself. It was mostly like Bard, Tentacle Smash, I have Nagake Boros, and whatever the new card was, the 6-mana one. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see this because stat sticks are boring, so Alawi getting nerfed, it's alright with me. I'm pretty happy about it. Okay, Tentacle Smash changed spawn 2 to spawn... okay. I'm gonna assume that that means spawn 3 to spawn 2, right? That's you're gonna swap those around. Okay, so spawn 2, that's a pretty big nerf, but the card was disgustingly powerful. It was also Alawi's champion spell, so that's pretty good. Happy to see this one. The card was being run in aggro decks. The card was being run in literally every deck imaginable. Even if you didn't have Alawi, you didn't need any tentacles, and you would play Tentacle Smash. Good nerf. Good nerf. I called for this one last expansion too, but I wasn't really sure about it. But as the meta progressed, this definitely needed to happen. It was just not okay. Okay, Karma. Karma goes from 4-3 to 4-4. We hope that the jump from 3 health to 4, especially in a 5-drop, shift how easy Karma is to remove and increases her currently low play rate. I'm kind of against any buff like this because I feel like giving 1 health to a 5-drop isn't going to change anything, and you're still only going to drop Karma if you're 100% sure you can protect her. I don't play much Karma, so I don't know how much this matters. It's good. The jump from 3 to 4 health is arguably the biggest jump in health you can get in this game, so that's the one thing to keep in mind here. But overall, I don't really think this matters too much for Karma. You're still going to play her only if you're 100% sure she survives, so you can kill somebody on turn 10. That's about it. But yeah, again, 3 to 4 health is huge. 2 to 3 is bigger? No, it's not. Because there's a lot of removal in the game that deals 3 damage, there is not nearly as much removal that deals 4. This will often take 2 cards, whereas this often takes 1 card. So yeah, okay, there is that. Gnar, create Pokestick, or if you have one, reduces cost by 1, reduce it by 2. This is such a weird change. Wait, I was fully expecting Gnar to go to 4. It is good, but yeah, it is good. It is good. It does matter. It definitely matters. Because now you feel a little bit better about using your spell mana before turn 4. Because very often you go into combat with Gnar and you have like 2 spell mana and then you troll chant. And then you can't cast your Pokestick anymore. Now you can always cast it no matter what. Sure. I don't know. Probably pretty meaningless, but I think that Gnar should be a like, just overall speaking from like a game state, I think Gnar should be a playable champion, and as long as he's a 3-3, I don't really know if he can accomplish that. I think Gnar is actually pretty balanced. Even as a 4-3, he was fine. He was just played in like every deck because of the current state of the game. I think Gnar as a 4-3 right now would be more than fine. Okay. Why did... Oh my god. Oh my god. They gave him a champion spell? They gave Zilean an actual good champion spell? Long time coming, but finally Zilean's spell makes sense in Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I was not expecting that to be real. Oh my god. To place a card from your hand into your deck. Yeah, okay, this is fantastic. So freaking often you would be stuck with multiple Zileans in your hand, and you would never be able to play that because it's a terrible card. The Chrono Shift was awful. It was unplayable in Zillion decks because you want him to die. Now you can actually do something with your card. It synergizes with Zillion decks too. It's fantastic. I love this. I love this. Favor changed already. I am going to play so much more Zillion, and I already one-tricked him. Also, Thirdle, thank you for the Prime sub. This is great. I love this. There is no better way to buff Zillion. They could have done 5 time bombs. They could have made him a 1/5. They could have done anything. They could have made time bombs cost 1, but this is the change that makes me happy. I love this. Fantastic. All right, Bart. Champion number 1 to get their kneecaps broken, if Bart even has kneecaps. Chimes don't start planting until you have 3+ mana gems. We want to reduce the frustration of early turn chime high sides, and point Bart a bit more firmly towards the mid-range. Just call it high rolls. Everybody calls it high rolls. What are high sides? Yeah, no, Bart is dead. Yeah, Bart is just done. That's enough to kill Bart. And honestly, I'm pretty happy about it because it's exactly this. You don't want to lose the game to early high rolls, and that's no longer a thing. You can still play Burge, you can still play Esmus, and then you get a Chime for it, which I think, if this is how Bart gets nerfed, is more than fair. This is great. This is what the game needed. Nobody wants to lose to RNG. If you high roll a Chime after turn 3, it really doesn't matter that much anymore. Like, the best thing you can do with Bart right now is play Bart Shen. You draw 1 Chime on turn 4 and it lands on Shen. Like, that's... Bart is still alive? I don't think so. Like, what's the point of playing Bart? His package is so narrow, and that didn't matter anymore simply because of the potential high rolls. You can still get Chimes before turn 3, it's just that the passive isn't active. So you can't get Chimes early. You can play Bird and Esmus, but you can't just randomly get a Chime on turn 1, 2, or 3. We needed this. This is fantastic. This is lovely. Kill the card because the play pattern is too frustrating. Simple as that. Nobody wants to lose to RNG early. Plant 6 Chimes instead of planting 3 Chimes. I like this eventually here because, yeah, that's pretty much what it is, right? Eventually, you play Moduli. I don't see us killing. No, this kills Bart. This is the 100% kills Bart. But, like, the cards in Bart deck are not that good, but it's completely offset by high-rolling early Chimes. It's no longer a thing. I don't think this matters. I think it's good. If Bard does survive somehow, then this will be okay. But again, I just don't think it matters that much. Not a bad card though, necessarily, but is Bard Lowy still good? No, I think it's... No, I don't think so. That this look like this many nerfs, probably killed it. Second skin, change, focus is low, fantastic. Supercharge 3 to 4, yeah, fantastic. I personally wanted this to be 1 mana instead, and nerf Hourglass to 3, but this will do it because you get to interact with the unit that Kai'Sa is trying to copy, right? So now if Kai'Sa is trying to copy something and you try to kill it, even if the Kai'Sa player Hourglasses that unit she's trying to copy, that means she doesn't get the keyword. So this is great. Just that interaction, just that extra agency is all we need. We want to interact with the game. That is what my entire last video came down to. Let us be able to interact with our Shurima opponents again. And don't let us get high rolled by early Chimes. That was the entire point of that video. And this enables interaction again. And that is great. Love this. It's still, this, by the way, if this is all there is, I don't think there's any more, because if there was, we'd probably see Kai'Sa like right below this. I think this will still, this will mean that Kai'Sa is still very good. I am fairly certain that Kai'Sa will remain to be probably a tier 1 deck.
Looking forward to your spicy post-nerf decks.
Greg, thank you so much for the sub. This is, yeah, tier 1, still tier 1. But it's a good nerf. There's more interaction. 3 to 4 mana is also as big of a jump as going from 3 to 4 health, because you can only bank 3 spell mana. You cannot bank 4 spell mana. So this is always huge. It's a very good nerf, but Kai'Sa is still Kai'Sa. She can still do Kai'Sa things. It's not going to kill the deck. But the frustrating aspects of the deck will be gone. More or less. Hate Spike goes from 2 to 1. Okay, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Wow, this is insane. This is very, very, very good. This is not really a card you want to play in Evelyn decks necessarily, but now you're going to jam it in every time. Yeah, this is really, really good. Like Undying buff. I think Undying is low-key pretty playable, by the way. Not because of Undying, but because of Crumble. Crumble is stupid. Crumble is a really, really powerful card at 4 mana, and there's no better deck to use it with than Undying, obviously. Yeah, this is really good. Like 1 mana to deal 2 and get a Husk. This will also just act as like a Husk reroller for Evelyn decks. It's like, oh, well, damn, I got Elusive, and I am an honorable player. Let me quickly use Hate Spike on my Elusive Husk so I can get something a little more respectable. That's, you know, that's how that is. But yeah, no, this is really, really good. 1 mana is insane for an effect like this. Okay, this is... Oh, okay, Harsh Winds is an Evelyn deck, huh? All right, interesting. This formatting is interesting. Okay, so 6 to 5 mana. Yeah, this is pretty big too. Nerf to Reggie, yeah, sure. Honestly, you could even consider this a buff because his pool gets smaller. And usually when a pool of cards that you could choose from gets smaller, it's a buff. But I haven't played much Reggie in Failure to know if you really want to go for a Harsh Winds. I don't know about that. This is pretty good. This is obviously a big buff to Ashe. This is obviously a big buff to Anivia because it's her champion spell. So those are the 2 decks that you need to consider because I haven't seen this being played anywhere else. So will it buff Ashe? Absolutely. I think Ashe is actually going to be pretty good, depending on what the meta is, obviously. Ashe is a big meta called deck. Ashe is not just going to be played anywhere, especially like if there's a burn meta. I've seen Pirates be played a fair amount. And if Pirates are good, then Ashe is unplayable. If we have a more mid-range meta, then Harsh Winds is one of the best cards in the game. So, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think Ashe is close. Ashe LeBlanc is really close to being good. I don't know if, like, again, I don't know if this is a Reggie nerf. I don't know. Because the pool gets smaller, and usually that's a buff. And yeah, Anivia is the second one, but Anivia, I'm not an Anivia player. I don't think that deck is good enough. You also don't main deck Harsh Winds. So if you want to play like Entreat to pull Harsh Winds at 7 mana, which is obviously a lot better than 8. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be enough for Anivia. Especially if Darkness gets buffed, right? I could be wrong on this, but I believe that Darkness does pretty well into Anivia. I could be wrong on that. Okay, Blighter Ravine. When I'm summoned, heal your Nexus 4 to heal your Nexus 2. Countdown 1, deal 2 damage to everything, all units. Okay. So you only heal for 2 instead of 4, and you no longer hit Nexuses. Nexusy. That one. This is, I mean, it's good, but it's not really going to change anything. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think this changes much. It's probably fine. I have died like a surprising amount of times to Blighter Ravine, so I guess it's fine, but I would like to see Blighter Ravine just murdered. So Failure gets power elsewhere. It's the same with Demacia. I would like to see some powerful tools for Demacia like Rally nerfed so they can get power elsewhere and do potentially more interesting things. Blighter Ravine feels like it's taken up a big part of Failure's power budget. And I know this is like the Aikado meme. He's been calling for this for a long time, but yeah, I have too, just not as actively as he has. But yeah, this is a nerf to Thralls most of all. That's where it sees most play right now. Also, this is a nerf to Powder Monkey deck, right? Powder Monkey with Freljord, even though people started playing it with Teemo, you would play this card to sweep your own board and make room for monkeys, and it would trigger Plunder at the start of the turn because of the countdown. So yeah, Sag. Nerf to Freljord monkeys. Unlucky. Okay. Frozen Thrall from 8 to 9. Preemptive nerf to Thralls. Those are the best kind of nerfs. Main Predators, and it's looking to catapult it back into dominance. Yeah, fantastic. Very good. I like this. It is an awesome change. I don't want Frozen Thralls to be good anymore because it's exactly the type of playstyle that I just don't really enjoy playing against. Make it 10, don't be shy. Yeah, agreed, actually. Kill the deck. Nobody likes losing on turn 5 because there's a board of 8/8s that you can't interact with. Alright, Boom Baboon from 3-1 to 2-1. Yeah, it really, really needed it. It's been way too strong for way too long. Again, though, this is also a nerf to a lot of sweet decks that try to use Boom Baboon, like Rumble. I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, it's necessary. It's necessary because of how it's abused in like the Aphelios Whining Lights decks, like your Barkeep Callista deck. Exactly. It was really good there. It was necessary though, so yeah, sure. Pick a spell into the top 5 cards of your deck and create an exact fleeting copy in hand. Change, then shuffle those top 5 into your deck. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Pretty happy with that. Does this? How does that kill the deck? So you no longer get the card you chose on top deck? Yeah, I mean, sure, but that's a nerf for Infinite Akshan. Like, it hits Infinite, and that's fantastic. I'm glad they did this. This is great. I'm very happy they did this. Yeah, kills Akshan. I mean, you usually don't really care that much in most other decks. It's like, oh, now I know what my next draws are going to be, so I can plan accordingly. So, sure, it's a nerf to like skilled players because they have less to plan and think about. But overall, I think this is a good change. It never really made sense that it kept that same order to me. Nerf to thinking? Yeah, exactly. Nerf for the good player, so that's good for me because I'm not a good player, you know? But yeah, I like this. I think this was overdue. Boom has been powerful for very, very long. So yeah, it had to happen. And again, Piltover getting some of their more common cards nerfed means maybe they get power elsewhere, which is always something I'm happy about. Shift the meta around instead of keeping the same stuff powerful and inventing new decks that find new ways to use the already broken cards. I think this is great. This change is good. Exactly. It's Kha'Zix. Change is good. Raven Bloom from 10 to 12. Wow. That is that's big. I was expecting like maybe 11, maybe 12, maybe even 2 mana, but that's that's a big nerf. What I dislike is that, in my opinion, this was one of the coolest landmarks they ever made. Easily one of the coolest landmarks they ever printed. We need more unique landmarks like this, but again, it was very powerful. And when something is too powerful, then yeah, it's all right to nerf it, you know? Yeah, no, sure. It's a really big nerf. I think the so I haven't really played enough Ravenbloom, so I'm wondering, I think they want to avoid players keeping it in hand. See, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, because you don't want to get it destroyed. Like, in those type of decks, you don't even want to use that, like, you don't even want to, like, waste that 1 spell mana, technically. Right? Like, that could be a Flock. That could be a Blade's Edge. So, yeah, I think that's good. This forces you to play it, and for that, it's fantastic. Enable interaction. That's a good point, Robomaster. That's smart. I don't play this deck enough to really know that, but it makes a lot of sense. If you know a deck is running landmark removal, you just keep it in your hand until it's procced. And now you're kind of forced to play it because that countdown starts mattering instead of just playing 10 spells or skills, whatever, to level it. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good change. Enable interaction. Enable opponent to stop the powerful thing you're trying to do. Sometimes. Okay. Cadrigan the Ruined. Grant an ally challenger and +1/+1. Grant an ally champion or... Oh, they swapped it around again. Wait, what? So, wait. That's actually really huge. Because this is what it was. You can only give a champion or dragon challenger, and now you can give anything challenger and +1/+1. That's actually pretty good. That's actually really, really good. The effect is insane. It's a massive buff, but you have to realize you're still playing a 6-mana 6/6. And the card is exactly that plus Fury. So as big as this is, I don't think you can play this. I mean, I would like, you give this to a Shyvana, right? And it's big, but you could already kind of do that, minus the +1/+1. Yeah, I would like to see... If Dragon decks are good, they could potentially play 1 copy of this. I think the best use for this is giving it to Garen. And Garen is still pretty bad, right? And Garen only sees play in Elite decks. Giving +1/+1 to Garen and Challenger so he can like pick what blocks him, so he can level more reliably. Pretty good. Yeah, Renekton is good too. Yeah, Renekton is really good too. But I mean, Garen is in Demacia already. It's a good point though, because Shurima Demacia has been known as like the I want to challenge stuff region. So for that, it would be good. I will be trying it. I will be trying it. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cool idea. Ugh, yuck. Grant an enemy Mark of the Storm. If they already have it, remove the mark to stun and deal 3. Blech. Disgusting. Alright, this is lame. I don't think it's enough to bring back Cannon, which I'm very happy about. But this, man. God damn. Ew, Cannon. Yuck. No. No, no, no. We don't want this. We don't like seeing this. Nobody likes getting their stuff stunned. Nobody likes playing against Cannon Ari. I don't like this. And 3 is a lot. 3 is a lot more than 2, dude. Whew. This and a number of subsequent changes are aimed at revitalizing Bandle City's attractiveness as a recall region. See, I do like this. Bandle City as a recall region does kind of excite me, because Bandle City doesn't do it in like the degenerate way that Ionia does it. I do like this, but Cannon in particular has left a pretty bad taste in my mouth. Alright, if you behold a Celestial, create a messenger in your deck and grant Celestial allies area +1/+1. If you build the messenger, grant what? Create the messenger in your deck? Yeah, it's swapped again, so all it does now is create a messenger in your deck.
Buff is what I think it is. It's beautiful.
Kuso, thank you so much for the sub. But no, this is this does nothing. Oh, if you behold the wait! If you behold the Celestial, wait, I just read it. Oh, if you behold the Celestial, I thought it had to still be the messenger. Oh, that's kind of interesting actually then. Huh. One of my favorite decks to play has actually been Zoe Mono Targon, with the only splash being 3. What's it called? The 3 copy card from Piltover. Why can I not remember the name? The 2 mana burst, copy a unit and give a +1/+1 in your hand. Because that card is really, really funny on both the Serpent, and it's really cool on Starry Scamp. Iterative improvement, that's the one. Iterative. That they can print like a lot of 0-cost units, and then with this, making the Serpent like a 3/3, it's cute. I like this. I will be experimenting with it, but I don't think it's really gonna be insane, because Targon right now is still trash. It's like Poros, yeah. It's like Poro Snacks. This is Star Snacks, right? Yeah, this is all right. It's pretty good. I don't think it's gonna bring Targon back, but it is a cool card now. An ally with 5+ power strikes an enemy into reputation. I cost 2. Huh. That is huge. That is actually pretty insane. This becomes a one-sided single combat once it's active, and that's crazy. I don't even know if you want to play this in like Ash decks, but for Yetis, this could unironically like spawn more reputation decks. This is the one buff I think that will matter much more than any other buff reputation has ever gotten. 2 mana is insanely strong for a card like this. Yeah, this will make the payoff for reputation actually worth working towards. I will say though that I still think it's really boring that the only thing reputation does is reduce the cost of things. I wish reputation had like cooler effects, right? Instead of just being like, hey, I cost 2 less now. It's very good here. It's definitely going to make the card infinitely better because it's just a strict upside. But yeah, reputation could be a lot more. This will definitely make me want to play more Yetis. I think you could play this as like a 1 or 2 of in like Ash LeBlanc, but they care less about striking because they can just free stuff anyway. Does reputation work with Hallowed? Sure, it's good. It's gonna take a lot longer to stack though, but yeah. Cool change, very cool change. I think reputation needed this. I'm very happy, again, to see one part of a region nerfed, so another part of that region can get buffs. So we've seen a powerful card like Ravenbloom get nerfed, and we see another part of Noxus that is very specific, because not everything has 5 attack, get buffed. Awesome. Awesome. Love seeing more decks spring up. It's fantastic. Star Shaping reverted to 5. Here we go, boys. Targon is back. We get to heal for 1 more now. And you know what? If you play 3 of these, not only do you get 3 Witicons, you also heal for 3 more health in total. Yo, let's go. These aggro decks won't know what hit them. Yes. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's definitely necessary in the meta today, in Runeterra today, but I think overall, pretty meaningless. Again, the star shaping and starboat is pretty cool, but the thing is that if Targon doesn't have a powerful deck to actually make use of these specific cards, it's kind of pointless. Aggro is shaking right now. Listen, if aggro sees me invoke a Celestial with like a tempo negative card and then play Starbone for 2 mana, they're going to be pretty happy. Well, then again, maybe they're shaking because they know I'm going to be healing for 5 instead of 4. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy they're doing this, but again, Targon doesn't have a whole lot going on right now. So, is this going to matter? I don't know. I'm going to say no right now. Okay, Thunder Fist goes from 2-3 to 2-3 to 3-3, and it goes from 5-4 to 5-5. With the cannon... Oh, wait. Goes to 1-3. And it gets impact 3 times. Interesting. This is interesting for timelines. Like, dealing 3 is pretty good. It's actually, like, not half bad, but this is... I still don't know how you're even supposed to use this. What are the recall cards in Bandle City, even? Impact Venom Summon Granby Impact 3 times. Yeah, oh, wait. Venom Summon... Is there a way to abuse that? I mean, you have, like, timelines, but you're not even playing the Stormcloud. Hourglass, Transposition. Transposition. There you go. Yeah, Transposition. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Dawn and Dusk? Yeah. Well, Dawn and Dusk doesn't matter because you're, like, using the same unit, right? Transposition is interesting. Go get it. Yeah, go get it. Yeah. I think they removed the impact by default, and it's just when someone grant me impact 3 times, so it's gonna have 3 in total. I like this. I will be experimenting with this, but we've never seen a Bandle City recall deck before, so it's really hard to judge how strong this will be. But with the cannon buffs and this, I'm still gonna say it's not very good. I want it to be good, but I don't see a shell for this. I don't know if the payoff is enough. Like, this is cute and all, but the fact you have to play 2 Thunder Fists, this being pretty meaningless. Are we Cannon? Yeah, but that was an Ionia deck. That was literally mono Ionia. We saw Cannon. We never saw Bandle City. There was 3 Bandle City cards played in that deck, and that was Cannon. So that doesn't even really count. Monster still requires 6 mana and 2 cards. Yeah, exactly. So I don't see this one. Yeah, so for a transform deck, maybe, like with Nakutak, right? We've seen, it was a deck that Grappler played, and then I played it after him, where you're playing transform with Piltover, with stuff like Shady Character. This would maybe slot into that, because you're running stuff like Iterative, but I don't really see it. If Risu was 3-1, I still don't think so. I have a hard time seeing it. Yeah, Hourglass sounds fun, but meh. I don't think the payoff is worth it. If you can play Shurima with this, though, and you get a champion that can level easily, you do get access to Absolver, and Absolver on Stormcloud is pretty huge. So, that could be a thing to look out for. Okay, Dusk Battle Dusk. The next unit with Nightfall you played is round cost 1 less. The next card you played is round cost 1 less. So, this is one of the things that people have been talking about when we saw, like, the preview. Because there's really no way to change this card. You cannot make this 0 mana, so this was really the only change that you were able to make to this card. And this is actually a buff to Nightfall with Diana and Nocturne, and not really to anything else. Oh, right. Yeah, no, this is supposed to be Nightfall card, not the next card. This is for sure typo. If it's the next card you play, it would become the single best card in the game. The next unit with Nightfall you play... There's no way it's... Is it card? Card in general? There's no way. It's not a typo. Okay, so here's the thing. The thing I said about Targon, gone. Targon is now the best region in the game. That's insane. That's so stupid. How does that make sense? That's so freaking strong. 6 mana. No. This is just like, you could cheat out any unit you want. It's only this round, who cares? This is used so you can play Targon with any region in the game. You bank 1 spell mana and you get a unit a turn earlier. That's all it's for. Turn 4 Kaisa, exactly. That's why it's broken. I thought this was supposed to be like the next Nightfall card to play this round, cost 1 less. It's literally a ramp card now. It's just saying you can activate Nightfall spells. Yeah, but this is the old text. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's a typo. This has to be. I'm gonna assume it's a typo because this would be beyond broken. It would break everything the game has been standing for like 2 years now. There's just no way this is right. This is a typo. I'm gonna assume that this says Nightfall card to play. So the only thing that this changed is Nightfall spells. Okay, you can now play activate Nightfall spells with Dispel Dust. So I'm gonna say what I said last time. This is a buff to specifically Nightfall as a deck that plays actual Nightfall cards instead of just Aphelios and Winding Light. Okay? Because people play a lot of Aphelios, and that's a unit. So for a card like Aphelios and Winding Light, that changes nothing. Okay, they do play Pill Cascade too, sure. It's a buff for Pill Cascade, that's true. But this becomes good when you play a deck with Diana and you have multiple Pill Cascades. You have Unto Dusk. You're going to start running Moonlight Affliction. You have the Nocturne Champion Nightfall spell. That's all really, really good if you can now use Dusk Petal Dust to activate that. Unto Dusk is, in my opinion, the biggest winner for this, by far. Yellow or white, it's more expensive Moonsilver? Not really. I mean, it's a Celestial card. You don't just get access to Moonsilver in every deck. You have to pay an actual cost to get Moonsilver. With this card, you can just play a 2-1. A 1-mana 2-1 is good. A 2-mana or a 1-mana 2-1 that puts a card in your hand is insanely good. In other languages, it says next Nightfall card. Yeah, I'm going to assume that's what it is. Because if it just said card, it would be stupid. Okay. Cool. Very, very good. But specifically good for Nightfall as a deck. Not as decks that like to splash fill Nightfall cards. Okay. Stagehand goes from 4-4 to 4-2. Editor's note, Jin is the only one allowed to be perfect. Right. Ephemeral makes the Stagehand enough of a poor target for interaction that it has no need for 4 health. Sure. I think it's weird that Jin and aggro is getting nerfed. This is a confusing change to me, but the editor's note makes me pretty happy about it. If they were like, yeah, we don't really need to nerf this, but just so we can put this editor's note here, it's pretty good. Sure. Yeah, it's so that you don't get blown out as much by multiple stun turns, so you can actually Mystic Shot it. Sure. Sure, yeah, no, it's fine. It's not... I don't know. I'm expecting like a buff to aggro at some point or something, so that they had to nerf this, but yeah. Okay. Now it dies from own fervor 2. Yeah, that's actually, that is a big deal. Yeah. The fact it dies to 2 damage removal, so you don't get blown out, is good. Defiant Dance from 4 to 5, thank God. In my opinion, this is, besides the concept of Blade Dance, this is the most frustrating thing about Blade Dance as a whole. It's ridiculous that they get to recall 1, give you 1 less blocker, and then summon like 5 attackers. This card makes no sense to me. It makes me so mad. This is a really good change. This is a lot bigger than it seems. Gaming Grandpa, thank you for the tier 1 sub. This is really good. I'm very happy about this. Yeah. Good change. Good nerf to Blade Dance. This is what it needed. This card was carrying Blade Dance for a good portion of the deck, for sure. I stop your deck, then I attack. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The fact that you can remove a blocker and then put attackers on the board is so dumb. It feels so bad to play against. Cool. Happy. Traveler from 3-4 to 4-4. Yeah, makes me a little more likely to pick it from Invoke if I'm getting a poor choice. But again, this doesn't fix Targon because this is a card you don't get very often. It's yeah, they nerfed this to a 4-2, and then this becomes a 4-mana 4-4. Literally Jin. This is just Jin with a wig and a different mask. Okay, cool. Squeaker from 1-2 to 2-2. Rumors that Squeaker has a blackmail portfolio for every designer are completely and totally unfounded. Okay, we did it again. Don't be a squeaker. No one likes a squealer. I love these notes. I don't know who's making them, but I love it. Yeah, this used to be a 1-1, and this is now a 2-2. Rumble decks need it. Rumble decks really, really need this type of change, but it's not going to be enough to make Rumble playable. Yeah, it is pretty big because you play one card that procs Augment, and it's a 2-minute 3-2. It's about time, really. Rumble decks do not need this card exactly. You usually play the one that gives Spell Shield. The 3-2, the Build Threat Rascals. The Spell Shield is just so good on those mechs, especially if you get on like a Dune Hopper. This just gives you a Mecha Yordle. And this card becomes good if the 3-mana Mecha Yordles are insane. And right now there's a really poor choice for the 3-mana slot, which is Salty Spinner. You're pretty happy with the 4/4 Impact 2. It's not bad, but it doesn't really make me feel like I want to play Squeaker in my Rumble decks. Like, the problem with those decks is that there's a lot of cards that are good that are already fighting for discard fodder. With Squeaker, there would just be another card that fights for discard fodder. And there's just not enough stuff to discard in those decks. You really need Piltover for that. Like, you had Boom Baboon, you had Flame Jumpers, you could even play like Jury Rig. They're creating a bunch of trash with stuff like Ballistic Bot even. Battle City Noxus just feels really awkward, and you kind of have to play Noxus if you want to win con. Like, if you're playing Battle City Piltover, it's a little bit scuffed, but it is something I am willing to try because Sneezy Biggle Dust with Mecha Yordles is pretty spicy. It's something I could try. But overall, those decks have been disappointing, and I don't think Squeaker going from 1-2 to 2-2 is going to change that. But however, it is a deck that I really like playing, so any buff to it is welcome. Battle City Mayor from a 2-2 to a 2-3. Okay. Testing this initially brought a lot of apprehension to the team, but afterwards we felt that the meta is in a position to handle an enhanced Mayor. So what I like about this is that we get the Battle City Mayor voice lines again. That was like the only acceptable thing about this card when it was in its prime. It was the voice lines. I miss Mayor voice lines, actually. Every time he came on the board, I would be repeating them. I'm happy to see that back, and I don't think this is going to be broken. I don't think it's going to be broken as a 2-3. I think that's fine. It's better than a revert. So, sure. Battle City needs some love. And let's be honest, the Gnar buff is not going to do it. And neither is the recall stuff, right? This is not going to bring Battle City back. So, sure. Ancient Hourglass from a 2 to a 3, man. Yeah, we saw this coming. Shurima was not intended to be the premier unit protection. It wasn't? Wait. Is that serious? I swear to God, I always thought it was. I thought that was one of their strengths. And it was intended to not be one of their strengths? What? Time for a change? I mean, sure, yeah, no, that's good. That is great. But Shurima, to me, always felt like the one region that was really, really good at making their champions shine. And champions are units, and those are units you want to protect. So Shurima was just pretty good at that. What? Okay, as for the actual nerf, this is great. I am happy about one of my favorite decks getting nerfed, which is Ziggs Talia. There's less room to do awesome plays like having a board with 3 Talias and filling up the spell stack. You're not going to see that very often at all anymore. But that deck has also always been like between a 55 and 60% win rate deck. So the fact that it indirectly hits that deck too is probably intended. I'm happy about this. This was necessary. I would like to see right nerf, but there's honestly no real good nerf you can do to that card. So, sure. Tri-beam buff. Yeah, you know it. Tri-beam buff. Here it is. Yeah, this is also Kaiser nerf. So, sure. Good change. Great change. Necessary. It was overdue. Honestly, this should have happened at the start of the year. This should have happened as soon as Viego Shurima became good. Neverglade Collector from a 2-4 to a 2-5. I actually love Neverglade Collector as a card. And I am thinking about releasing a video that talks about cards like the Neverglade Collector, because I personally believe that some power should be stripped away from champions and should be given to followers like this one. Now, Neverglade Collector is a card that sucks HP from your Nexus, which is, you know, arguably not the most desired effect to have on a strong follower. But I just, in general, want more followers like this that do something awesome, that change the game and make you play it in a different way. And Neverglade Collector is a prime example for that. So seeing it buffed is good. I like that. Great change. Potentially some indirect help for Husks. No, the indirect nerf or indirect help for Husks is fixing the bugs. Riot? Hello? Can I please summon my Evelyn on a board full of Husk and have her level up? Can I get a level 2 Evelyn when my board is full? Can I suck 3 health from my opponent's Nexus instead of losing the game when I summon Neverglade on a full board? Stream is pretty good at preventive protection, the 2-drop, focus speed, spell shield, chamber of renewal, and not react. Yeah, agreed. Good point, Yuri. Yeah, I like that. It's very thematic. You do some work, you build something for your champion, and then you play them, and then you have the protection that you needed. Yeah, I like that. That's an intelligent comment. It's not just clicking a button and having protection. It's setting something up. Very cool. Winding Light gets Overwhelm removed. It's a nice nerf. Yeah. Makes building the board actually matter. Yeah, this is yeah, that's good. It's probably that. I don't see a reason to play Winding Light decks anymore now. Turn into the Winding Light. Yeah. What's funny to me is that people knew this card was going to get nerfed, and there were so many suggestions for how to nerf this card. It was like, make it 8 mana, make it do +1/+1, make it 6 mana, don't give Overwhelm, stuff like that. And then Riot's like, nah, we're just going to remove Overwhelm from the card itself. And somehow, nobody thought of this. Not a single person has suggested this. And still, this feels like the single best nerf they could have done for the card. It's still really thematic. I love this. It's not a bad card per se, like it's not awful, but I don't see a reason to play Winding Light decks anymore. Like, you played Aphelios with Boom Baboons the way you did because it was so easy to finish the game with Winding Light. We're gonna go back to Aphelios Victor decks that are just like grind fest, especially with Star Shaping going back to 5. I think Trifecta might still be better though. I'm not gonna lie. Starbone? I don't think you can play that in that deck. I'm pretty hyped to play Victor Zoe though, with Starbone. Now it doesn't win games on the spot. I mean, it kind of is supposed to, because that's what this effect is. If you pay mana, if you pay 7 mana for something, and you build a wide board, I think you kind of deserve to win the game. Maybe not directly. So this is just less damage. But yeah. Papercraft Dragon from 5 to 6. We want to tap the brakes on Papercraft 1-turn kills with this one. Yeah, that's great. This is a big nerf, obviously, because I hate this card. But the curve of Rune Runner into Papercraft Dragon still exists. So I just hope it's enough. I would have liked to see this go to 7, actually. Just remove it from the game, because nobody likes Attach. Attach is a really dumb mechanic. Yeah, Rune Runner on 5, Papercraft on 6 still exists, but you won't have 4 mana as backup, so sure, good. Battle Bonds from 4 to 5, from slow to burst. Whew, okay. That is a spicy change. I actually really like this. This is the kind of change that Targon needs. Again, everything I said about Targon, I take it back. That's great. So, we're going to go back 6 months. You guys might remember a card getting released called We Stand Together. That was a 3 mana, grant 2 units +1/+2. And that was supposed to be a faded card, right? It didn't see any play because very often you would focus on one faded unit, go really tall with them, and then give them Overwhelm, right? It was GIF. It was GIF. That's another reason why it wasn't great, but you're mostly going to use this as like a combat trick anyway. Yeah, it only gives. That's true. It only gives. So I thought that card was going to be insane. Turned out to be pretty bad. The fact that this is basically the same thing, but grand, is a pretty huge change, because now you don't feel so bad about wasting one end of We Stand Together. 5 mana is a lot, yes, but that was the thing with We Stand Together, right? You would use that +1/+2 on one target, and then the other +1/+2 would often be wasted. There's still potential for that to happen with Battle Bonds, because obviously it's still best used as a combat trick, as like a nope to your opponent when they try to remove something. But that second end of it is not going to be wasted very often. I think this card is going to be best if we see decks like Zoe Akshan being good. I don't think this is going to bring back Faded. I don't think so. If a deck like Zoe Akshan can exist, then this will be really good in that. But yeah, that's kind of my copium. That's just a deck I really like playing. If there had to be a meta deck where this sees play, yeah, it's probably going to be something mid-rangey. So yeah, also the Starhound pack maybe? Starhound pack might like this card. Starhound pack would be pretty good because you go big with the doggos really fast. Zoe Akshan Space Doggies, yeah. So Zoe Akshan with the Starhound pack, maybe even Starbone, probably not Starbone. I don't think you can play Starbone if you're playing a Starhound pack, but yeah, something like that. Benemone goes from 4-3 to 4-4. It's a chump wump, but underwater. It's a wet chump wump. This deck is, or this change is obviously meant for prank decks, for Shellfolk. And I'm not sure how excited I am for Shellfolk to come back, but again, I think Shellfolk is the kind of follower that is like Neverglade Collector. It's a follower that warps the game, but again, I don't know if it warps the game in the right way because you're bricking somebody's hand. I'm not super excited about getting my hand bricked. Shellfolk never plays that card? No, I know. But they might now. Because a 4-mana 4/4 in a deck that wants to go slower is pretty good. Yeah, this is an Icado change. They nerf Blighter Ravine and they buff Benemone for him. I'm just gonna play this in a nap deck. I'm gonna play prank nap decks and be absolutely degenerate. I'm gonna rob my opponent blind and I'm gonna brick their hand. That's what I'm gonna do. Benemone? Is it Benemone? Benemone! Sweet. I think this card is still bad. Benemone! Yeah, exactly. It's Benemone. That's the name. Benemone. Ben-M-Oni. Ben-M1. Chat. I'm gonna call it Benemone. This is Benemone. They just missed it. There's a lot of typos in this article. They just missed a Y here. Benemone. Yeah, so a 4/4 in Piltover is a lot better than a 4/4 in Battle City. So I'm not sure if this is going to see play anywhere, but yeah, we'll find out. Piltover also has cards like that have Augment, so I'm not sure. Actually, Battle City does have cards with Augment too, but we're going to pretend that they don't. Benemone. It's Benemone, chat. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Scarmaid and Reaver from 4/5 to 4/6. Bump to bring her more in line with current unit stat line. Yeah, this is Trundle with Overarm. It's Trundle that doesn't give you an Ice Pillar. I don't know where you play this card. This could get nasty with Scargrounds though. But Scargrounds is a terrible card. So does that mean that this card is terrible too? Probably. Yeah. Probably. I played in Broward. Is that Brombard? Yeah, sure. If you can land a couple of chimes, this is pretty good. But to be honest, if you had one chime and this was a 5/6, it was also already pretty good. Bart Udyr now can play this. I'm done with Bart, dude. I am no longer playing Bart. Bart is Bart was already degenerate. Now he's bad and degenerate. You gotta let opinions reset a little bit after a nerf like that. Maybe in like 3 months from now, Bart will be cool to play again. Maybe he'll be a niche champ at that point. And then I'm gonna play Bart Meduli and I'm gonna warp the YouTube algorithm to my will again. Because Meduli, people like seeing that. So that's what it's gonna be. Give it 3 months, Chad. I'm doing the same with Mona Shrima right now. Whenever my revenue on YouTube was down, I would upload Mona Shrima. And the algorithm would love it. And then Mona Shrima became broken and everybody played it. And then suddenly people were like, I don't want to see this deck anymore. But now it's not that popular. Not that many people are playing it. So in like a few months from now, I'm going to play Mona Shrima again. And people will love it. So yeah, Mona Shrima next month. All right, cool. I don't like this. I don't like Darkness. I know the player base is like entirely divided on Darkness. Some people hate it, some people love it, and there's no in between. I am hating. I hate Darkness. I do not like Darkness at all. In the past few days, I have seen so many people play Darkness too, They're like waiting for this card. And to be honest, it already doesn't seem that bad. I don't like darkness, dude. Like the natural counters to darkness back in the day were like Bandle 3 and stuff. What would counter darkness right now? Listen, chat, I'm gonna make a very, very, very controversial statement here. And I'm gonna say, if Kai'Sa right now is a way to beat darkness, I will play Kai'Sa. I don't want to play the degenerate Kai'Sa of last patch because that was beyond busted. But if Kai'Sa after the nerfs is a way to counter darkness, I'm all for Kai'Sa. That is how much I do not like darkness. Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, Star Guardian Kai'Sa. Oh yeah, I'm Kai'Sa Sivir all next patch. Yeah, that's probably still going to be a tier 1 deck. And I think Sivir Kai'Sa has a pretty good shot at beating darkness. So yeah. Wouldn't the Gwen Annie control counter darkness since they can kill Veigar pretty consistently? Not really. Yeah, I voted. I voted for Hater. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Oh. No way! They're giving stuff to seasonal winners? I will never get this! But it looks so cool! What? Okay, I gotta say though, I absolutely love that they're doing this. I swear, just anything at all. Even if it was just one small Guardian for seasonal winners, that's awesome. It's about time they do this. It doesn't matter to me because I will never have it. But yeah. So I'm somewhat hyped about the patch, but I'm not turbo hyped. Know what I mean? Time to start trying seasonals. Yeah, I gotta stop bringing meme decks. I gotta actually try in seasonals now. Damn it. I can't bring my Victor Rumble decks anymore. So, okay, listen, chat. Usually, when there is a new patch, give yeah, you would have it right now, Flash Attack. So what usually happens with patches is that they do a mix of buffs and nerfs, right? Which is what they did now. And usually there's like some buffs I get really excited about. It was Mona Shrema, it was Victor, it was new cards, it was Udyr. I would always get really excited about some buffs more than I would get excited about nerfs most of the time. Because, you know, new buffs means new content. And the only buffs I get excited about right now is sure, Zillion. This is huge, but the decks are still going to look the same. Like, I love this. But the Zillion decks are still going to be exactly the same. So while it's cool, it's more the same. The only thing I get really excited about right now is this one. Starbone. Starbone plus some Targon stuff. Maybe some of the Battle City Recall stuff, but I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a good deck. So for me, it's just Targon. Just Targon. Bloody Bloody Business is something I'll experiment with too. Battle Bonds is pretty exciting. Yeah, there will be some new Targon decks. However, I don't know how strong they're going to be. All right, bug fixes. Let's see if there is any husk fixes. Oh, okay. This happened to me a few times. Don't care. Sure. Sure. Okay. No longer cause both options to freeze on screen. Oh, okay. Cool. This happened to me a few times. Evelyn and Kai's AI decks now contain copies of Evelyn. Wait, what? Is this like the Udyr Gnar deck that has like 20 copies of Flame Spinner? Wait, what? Okay. All right. Evelyn was level 6, right? Fix an issue causing Relic with power to draw an incorrect number of cards. Okay. I don't know if that was a buff or a nerf. Fix an issue causing an incorrect number of gifts from beyond to appear while Tarek is supporting a unit. Okay, haven't seen that one. Uncommitted blocks will not properly return to the back row. Is that when the cards are like floating? Targets. Fix an issue causing targets to be removed? Excuse me? What? Causing Mind Meld spells play track could be incorrect. Okay, Shen King Kusuden and Void Abomination will now interact with allies as intended. Here it is, chat. Key Guardian. is no longer going to give these cards like insane interactions. That's great because the deck was strong. However, I like the interaction and I would like the deck and card to be changed around that. Nerf the deck so this is an interaction that stays. I would like that. I think it's cool. But yeah, it is a bug, and bug abusing is never cool. So yeah, okay. Fix several VO uses that were playing incorrectly. Are they talking about the entire Kaisa voiceover, or is it something else? Okay. There was a bug where you could put an elusive blocker, block an elusive, use Shen spell to swap them, and then still move blockers around. The non-elusive could now block you. Oh, wow, okay. That's actually pretty big then. That's a big bug. Okay, that's good that they fixed that. No, the patch is live tomorrow. Several VFX issues, okay. Updated localization. Updated several cards that were missing card text. Huh. Okay. Good, but I don't see anything for the husks. Overall, pretty good patch. I think every deck that was frustrating got hit, except maybe Nami decks, but they weren't super playable in the patch before. I was worried about Nami TF with Shadow Elves to be powerful before we even got this expansion, and they weren't really seen anywhere, so maybe I'll be wrong about that again. I'm just always kind of worried about Nami killing me with like 1 million elusive damage. Yeah, I'm not super happy about Darkness coming back, but I'm sure a lot of other people are, so I'll let them have their fun. I'm gonna have fun with Targon, and I'm probably still gonna be disappointed. But hey, in 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're gonna have a new expansion, and that's right around the corner, so that doesn't really matter. I'm excited.